Hi guys, Everything NFL here, and today I am back after 2 days off to make a brand new video. We will be going over my new schedule that I've worked out for videos. After taking this weekend off, I've just found out a way and come up with a schedule to decide of how to upload my videos. There will be a video coming out every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, with possibly the occasional one on the weekend. So that's just a schedule for you guys. So anyone who watches this video will now know what's happening on the channel going forward. And today's video is going over if the Seattle Seahawks are being slept on heading in to the 2020 NFL season. So without any more messing about, let's get right into it. The Seattle Seahawks have one of the best quarterbacks of this entire generation in Wisconsin product, Russel Wilson. He has consistently been one of the NFL's best for around the last 7 years. He has a great arm, fantastic vision and mobility, and is able to make any throw at any time on the field from any angle, any position. Even if he doesn't have his feet set, he can make the throw. It's unreal how good Russell Wilson is. He has guided the Seattle Seahawks to 2 Super Bowls, only winning one of them, unfortunately, in 2014, when they crushed the Denver Broncos 43-8. Peyton Manning led as well, so that's even better. They beat a Peyton Manning-led team in the Super Bowl, and I'm sure Russell Wilson still has a lot left in the tank. He's for at least the next 4 or 5 years. He's going to be a Hall of Famer anyway. No matter about it. He's fantastic. It's like I've said, I spoke to my cousin about this as well. If the only quarterback I'd take over Russell Wilson is Patrick Mahomes. I think Russell Wilson is that good. I think he's better than Lamar. I think he's better than Aaron Rodgers. I think he's better than Tom Brady. I think he's better than Drew Brees. I think he's better than all of them guys. The only guy that's better than Russell Wilson is Patrick Mahomes. But let's now move on to the running back situation. At running back, they have a solid group, especially in underrated Oklahoma State product, Chris Carson, who was taken in the 7th round in 2017, and he is an absolute star. I think he's fantastic. He's going to be great for the Seahawks for years and years, even though he's already been in the league for 2 seasons. Or is it, no, 17, 18, yeah, 3 seasons, sorry. But he's been amazing so far, and Hawks fans will be hoping he keeps on getting better. But they also have legend Marshawn Lynch, who is more so depth now than a full-time starter than he used to be. But they also have the 2019 6th-round pick Travis Homer, who played a bit towards the end of last season. And they also have San Diego State product Rashard Penny, who was drafted in the 1st round in 2018, which was also a bit of a reach. But he hasn't played a lot because he's been injured. But even when he's been on the field, he hasn't really played too well. But we don't really know what's to come with Rashard Penny yet. There's still a lot to learn for him on the field. But they have a great group at wide receiver, led by very underrated Tyler Lockett, averaging around 750 yards a season and around 5 to 6 scores each season as well. But they have struggled a little bit at the wide receiver position ever since Doug Baldwin left. But they can obviously keep improving and getting better. But Tyler Lockett is still, I think he's 27, 28, but he's still got a little bit left. He's still got quite a while left, and he's still getting better. So I think it's Tyler Lockett's a very good player for the Seahawks. They also have a fantastic complement, and I think this is their future #1 receiver on the team. In 2019 2nd-round pick out of Ole Miss, DK Metcalfe selected 64th overall in 2019. He shined in his rookie year with 58 receptions for 900 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's fantastic. DK, he had injury problems coming out of college, but that never really took away from how much I liked him as a player, because I think he's fantastic, and I think he's going to continue to keep getting better. He's got fantastic hands, speed for a big guy. He's got the strength for the speed, size as well. He's got everything you want in a wide receiver. All it is now is DK developing and turning into a better wide receiver. A fantastic tandem for Russell Wilson to rely on as well. And they also have solid depth in North Texas product David Moore and fantastic new addition Philip Dorsett. At tight end, they also have a solid option in Will Dissly, who is very, very young. Well, he's not very young, he's 25, 26, but he's improving as a receiver, but also has great blocking ability. He's a very good tight end. He's a good team player. If you don't want to go out and spend big bucks and get like a Gronk or like a Travis Kelce or your George Kittle or anyone on that sort of level, you got Will Dissly. He's like there. He's good. He's great. He's good blocker, good receiver. He's improving as he keeps going, and I think he's a star waiting to break out. I kind of put him. He's a little bit. I think Personally, I think he's a little bit better than Mike Gesicki, but Mike Gesicki is improving for us. He's going to be fantastic. But I think Will Dissly is just a slightly bit better than Mike Gesicki. But Mike Gesicki has better hands, and that's just my opinion. But they also added veteran Greg Olson from the Carolina Panthers on a one-year deal. He's 36 now, so he's not necessarily going to be too much of a game changer like he used to be, but he's going to be decent on this Seahawks team. And they also have solid depth in former Raiders player Luke Wilson and Jacob Hollister. Now, let's get going over the defensive side of the ball. The team doesn't really have a very strong safety tandem. They have Bradley Mcdougal, who isn't really a top-tier starter safety anymore. And they also have Quandre Diggs, who they traded for in the middle of last season from the Detroit Lions. I think it was a 5th-round pick and something else, but I'm not too sure. This makes up an average duo that should get the job done. But safety is a spot where they could easily improve on. They could have even gone Grant Delpit or Xavier McKinney at the back end of the first round. But we will be going over their first-round pick later on as we get into the video. But they also have a fine duo at cornerback in Trey Flowers, who's a solid corner, and 2019 breakout star Shaquille Griffin, who is still young enough to get better and should be great for Seattle for years to come. They also have Quinton Dunbar, who recently signed in free agency, but will probably never play in the NFL again due to an off-the-field incident involving New York Giants cornerback DeAndre Baker. That happened recently. It was an armed robbery, and it was all planned as well at a party. But I don't know all the full details, but I don't really want to go over it too much detail in this video because most of you guys are watching this video know what happened already. And at linebacker, they have one of the best linebackers of this generation in Bobby Wagner, who has consistently been fantastic for the Seahawks ever since being drafted. I believe he was taken in the 2nd round. I'm not quite sure what year, but he's a pure do-it-all linebacker who doesn't come around that often. They also have KJ Wright, who's an extremely underrated 3-4 outside linebacker who plays a pivotal role in this defense in the zone game and also in the run-stopping game as well. They also have some great rotational options in Shaquille Griffin's brother, Shaquem Griffin, Cody Barton, and Ben Burr-Kirven, who's a good special teamer. But the team is looking good at linebacker. They've got some solid depth. And we cannot forget to mention, like I said, 2020 first-round pick Jordan Brooks out of Texas Tech, who, in my opinion, was a huge reach in the first round. And even more of a reach, considering now this is an option, that former LSU linebacker, one of my favourite players in college, and now Baltimore Raven, Patrick Queen, was still available on the board, and the Seahawks took Jordan Brooks. I think that it was a no-brain decision to take Patrick Queen, and the Seahawks managed to mess this up. But the Seahawks are still always good. No matter how bad their drafts seem, they always seem to do really well. But let's just hope he can pay off, because the Seahawks' last 2 first-round picks haven't really done too well in the NFL. They've both been pretty poor. Like I said earlier, Rashard Penny was taken in, I think it was 27th overall, 28th overall in 2018. And he's pretty bad. He out of San Diego State, been injured a lot, but he hasn't really played too well when he's been on the field, like I mentioned earlier. And they also selected LJ Collier out of TCU last year in 2019, and he has been absolutely god-awful, and I don't think he's ever going to do too well in the NFL. But now let's move on to the defensive line. A decent defensive line that appears to have regressed since the departure of the great Jadeveon Clowney, but they have solid options at defensive tackle in Jaren Reed and Poona Ford. Poona Ford's more of a big nose tackle. Jaren Reed is also pretty big, but they have a big physical defensive line. And they've... Oh, what's the guy's name? I can't remember. They got another one. His last name's Christmas. You guys will know who I'm talking about. But at the defensive end, they have LJ Collier, Benson Mayowa, and someone else they just drafted. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I need to start putting these down. But Benson Mayowa is pretty bad coming over from the Raiders. He hasn't really done a lot, and like I said earlier, LJ Collier is awful. But LJ Collier could be used a bit more this year. We could see his first-round potential finally come out this year, though, if he actually gets the playbook down and knows what to run and knows what to happen when they're coming up against opposing NFL offenses. And now, how do I think the Seahawks will do? The NFC West is the hardest division in the NFL. I don't think that's in any doubt. You've got the San Francisco 49ers, who are going to be good again, considering they were the second-best team in the NFL last season. And you've also got the Arizona Cardinals, who are on a rise with Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Kenyon Drake, Larry Fitzgerald, and also on the defense, Chandler Jones, Buda Baker, Isaiah Simmons. It's fantastic for the Cardinals. They are very, very promising going forward. But then you've got the Rams, who are in a bit of a cap hell situation, but I don't really know what's going to happen there. But I think the Rams are probably the worst team in the division at the moment. I think the Rams are going to finish 4th place. I think Oof, I don't know. I said this the other day to my cousin. I thought the Cardinals were going to win, but now I don't know. The Seahawks are always consistent. But if I have to go now, I don't think the Seahawks are going to make the playoffs this year. I think they're going to finish in... Oh, I don't know. I think the 49ers will win the division. I think second and third place will be a toss-up between Arizona or Seattle. But I'm not really too sure who's going to finish too high. But Seattle are always great. They're always consistent. They always get to the playoffs. But one of these years, they're not going to make it. And I don't know if that could be 2020. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll be back on Wednesday with probably a top 5, so look forward to that. And don't forget to go down and subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram. That'll be in the comments in the description as well. So yeah, that's it, and I'll be back Wednesday with a brand new video. See you later, guys.